On the 7 for you tonight, Knoxville Police Chief Paul Noel has been suspended for a month without pay following an independent investigation into text messages with an officer in his department. The officer in question is the subject of two separate investigations after her claims that Chief Noel tried to force her out of the department was refuted in the independent report. Now, in the text, the chief called the officer sexy and exciting, talked about meeting with her and keeping things quiet. Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon expressing her disappointment in the chief as she announced his suspension today.
I'm here to formally announce that I am suspending Chief Noel for 1 month without pay. As part of this disciplinary action, Chief Noel will also be required to undergo counseling and leadership training. In the interim, Assistant Chief David Powell will lead the department. I have great confidence in Chief Powell, and I know the men and women of the Knoxville.
In a sworn statement from the office, the chief was communicating with her via text, but it says there was no in-person interactions that were, quote, flirtatious and sexually aggressive. Now, in October of last year, Chief Noel said he was serious about getting together with her, adding that she had to delete the text messages between the two. Also, the officer in question is currently facing no disciplinary action, and that is why we will not be naming her at this time. All right, next on the 7 for you, new information about a man who died while in Knoxville police custody. It's a story we've been following for you. Officers were called to a convenience store along Sutherland Avenue after they say the man, now identified as 46-year-old Patrick Allen, refused to leave the business. Police say he resisted arrest, leading to a struggle before he was taken into custody. KPD says the man was alert, conscious, and walked to a patrol car on his own before his condition suddenly worsened while being evaluated by medical personnel. Officers then performed CPR, but he was later pronounced dead at the hospital. His body has now been sent for an autopsy. At the request of District Attorney General Sharm Allen, the TBI is now leading this investigation. The officers involved have also been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of that investigation. Next on the 7, new information surrounding a fatal motorcycle accident from last week. The Knox County Sheriff's Office says deputies responded to the 7200 block of Clinton Highway after reports of a crash involving a motorcycle and an SUV. Now, deputies say the driver of that motorcycle, now identified as 34-year-old Justin Bell, was pronounced dead at the scene. We've learned a 9-year-old passenger on the motorcycle as well as the driver of the SUV were both injured in the crash. Up next on the 7, we are your local election headquarters. Today is Election Day here in Tennessee. You have just about under an hour to get to the polls if you're planning to vote. The polls close at 8 o'clock. This election serves as a primary for a number of federal and state races. It's also a general election for local races on the ballot. Now, here in Knox County, voters will select a new county mayor to replace Glenn Jacobs, who is term limited. Republican School Board member Betsy Henderson is squaring off against Democratic Union leader Bo Hawk. A federal race that we're keeping tabs on is the District 6 congressional race, where Johnny Garrett and Van Hillary's attack ads are creating a lot of buzz as each has used AI in an attempt to sway voters. And of course, at the state level, Tennesseans will select who will move on in the race for governor. All eyes are going to be on the Republican primary. That's where Senator Marsha Blackburn and Congressman John Rose have been filling our airwaves with those political ads. State Representative Monty Fritz also in the running in this race as well. Again, this is one of many races we'll be watching closely. Now, we caught up with Congressman John Rose this morning. Rose was at Farragut Middle right after the polls opened. It was one of several stops he was making across East and Middle Tennessee today. The congressman, hoping to finish strong, was out making his final pitch to voters.
You know, when I win the Republican nomination, I've already pledged yesterday that we'll do a debate with whoever the Democrat nominee is, because I think Tennesseans deserve to hear from the people who want to lead them. And I would challenge Senator Blackburn to go ahead and commit today, and you can share the challenge with her. She should commit today to debating whoever the Democrat candidate is. She should quit hiding from the voters of Tennessee, and she should come out and she should talk openly about what she would do if she was elected governor of Tennessee.
Now, the congressman goes on to say that some key issues he hopes to address are preserving Tennesseans' quality of life as more people pour into the state and maintaining quality education for students across the volunteer state. Senator Marsha Blackburn is set to appear in Knoxville tonight, hosting an election watch party at the Knoxville Convention Center. 6 News reporter Naomi Hilmer is there as the event is about to get underway. Naomi?
Bo, as you said, polls are about to close in just under an hour, and soon we will learn who will move on. in the Republican race for who may be governor of the state of Tennessee. Here at the Knoxville Convention Center, some people are already filing in support of Senator Marsha Blackburn. In her race, there are 3 Republicans running for governor, and it may be a bit tighter than expected, with recent polls showing the gap between her and Representative John Rose is beginning to close since the beginning of her campaign. Some of the things that she says she will bring to the table if she is elected as governor are cutting taxes, stopping illegal immigration, and backing President Trump. And in the meantime, I will continue to bring updates from tonight's watch party along with reactions as the results come in. In Knoxville, Naomi Hilmer, 6 on your side.
All right, Naomi, thank you. And we'll continue to track all the latest election results for you, voter turnout numbers and events happening across the area throughout the night. So keep it tuned right here to WATE and WATE.com. All right, one location where voters were turning out today, Farragut Middle. That is where we find our own Don Dare. So Don, get us caught up on voter turnout out in West Knox County. How's it been now that we're in the home stretch?
Well, Bo, voting has slowed down an awful lot over the last hour, but there is still a line to sign up to cast your vote here at Farragut Middle School. This has been a very busy precinct all day with over 700 votes cast. The ballot is rather long with over 3 dozen choices to pencil in, and we found a difference of opinion about this paper ballot. Listen.
It's interesting the way they suggested that we must, as a kindergartner would, fill in the entire box and don't miss a single thing and don't go outside of the box. So it makes one wonder, if one has a little bit difficulty holding their hand steady, perhaps the whole ballot will be thrown out.
Let's hope not.
I'm thankful that Tennessee ranks in the upper, 5% of safety in voting. I mean, I like the fact that we have voter ID. I like the fact that we have a paper ballot. I like to see all the cross checks to make sure that who's voting really is who they say they are. I have a lot of confidence because my vote is sound.
And indeed, you can count on your vote being sound. The ballot is long because we not only have the primary at the state and federal level, and of course the vote for the Republican primary with Marsha Blackburn and John Rose and Monty Fritz getting a lot of attention. Then we also have the general election for many seats in your county as well as judgeships. So less than an hour to go. What do we have? 50 minutes to go, so the polls close at 8 o'clock tonight. Bo, still very busy here.